Hello everybody, I am the Raven King, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've been getting back into League of Legends here recently in a big way, after not having really touched the game for a few years. And well, I figured, hey, why not make a video of me playing a bit? I mean, I'm not the best at this game. I almost hit plat last season. Usually I hover around mid to high gold, so not great, but in this game we are going to be playing jungle, and we're going to be playing some Wukong against Nidalee, so that might actually be a bit of a pain. Oh well. Let's see how things go here. So, as far as runes go, I took Conqueror, Triumph, Legends Alacrity, and Coup de Grace. For secondary, I have Sudden Impact, and I actually decided to take Relentless Hunter. I feel like the movement speed out of combat really helps for maneuvering in the jungle after I get a few kills. For the stats, I took 1 attack speed, 1 attack damage, and 1 armor. And we're just going to be starting on blue buff here, getting Elise from our bot lane. As Wukong, generally, what I'll do is I will start my bot lane buff, in this case blue, and then I'll immediately go to Gromp. Or either Gromp or Raptors. Generally, if I'm playing on blue side, I will go red buff, Raptors, Wolves, blue. If I'm playing on the red side, I actually like to go blue buff, Gromp, Wolves, and then into red buff. So, gonna be taking my Wolves here. I do usually tend to smite on Wolves or Raptors, depending on which one I'm taking. But this gets me a level 3, which gives me more than enough ability points in case I need to do any early ganking here. So I see Jace is really pushed up, but he's not in an immediately gankable spot. So I'm actually going to take my red buff and then try to gank him after that, because the slow will help immensely with that. And never mind, it looks like Aurelia is dead. Oh, I might be able to kill Jace and get a revenge kill on him. How low is he? He's actually pretty. He's teleporting in. That could scare him off, so I can't really kill him. Okay, never mind. Yep, I got him. There we go. Got a nice little revenge kill. I really get to let her. And I'm curious if I can meet Nidalee in her jungle, since she no longer has a top lane. Not inside of her top side. So that means she has to be clearing a bottom side. So that means I'll go ahead and clear topside jungle, and I think I'll actually go topside Scuttle Crab, and then I'll go take her Gromp, because she isn't there and Wukong can clear Gromp very easily. Just little advantages I like to try to get as Wukong, because you clear the jungle very well. Especially things like single target camps like a Gromp. I can clear this really fast, so she's not here and she didn't clear her Gromp, so I can clear it. And then I'm assuming she likely isn't going to be invading my blue side jungle match. That means that generally I'll end up with a slight camp advantage over her if I can get a few of those invades throughout the game. I'll have my Raptors here to collect. Here recently I haven't really been going for my Krugs while jungling very much. I just feel like they aren't entirely worth it most of the time, unless you're playing a jungler that has heavy AoE clear, which Wukong does not. So I'll clear my Raptors and then I'll go back here. There's pretty much a 100% chance that Nidalee already got that bot side Scuttle Crab, because you already knew she was on the bot side clearing, because we checked her top side jungle. We know that she cleared top to bottom, so she would have been bot lane right around the time that Scuttle Crab spawned, so it's pretty much a sure thing that she's already got that. So we're assuming that Scuttle Crab is gone. Okay, she's back top side. She has 21 CS. Last time we saw her, she had 20. So we know she cleared blue buff. We know she cleared wolf.
Every mistake is a
That means she either cleared red buff Scuttle Crab or she didn't clear Scuttle. Okay, she cleared red buffs. It looks like they have a ward bot lane up.
My ability?
try to walk. Try to walk around. Push. Give me bot lane. Oh yeah, this is gonna be really good. Yep, this should be both of them dying here. No problems. No problems at all. Getting my bot lane ahead real early.
Adapt to all situations.
Alright, and another good thing about Wukong is that he is really good at taking early dragons, so knowing we have lane prio mid, knowing that Galio is priority mid lane over their Rise, and knowing that we just killed their bot lane, that should open us up to get this Infernal Dragon for free. And our bot lane's even coming up here to help with it. Alright, securing that. No problems at all. Well, at all here. Yeah, I'm gonna break that honey for slow the Rise down. Okay, Ash Hawk shot it up here, so they know I'm taking my Gromp, but I don't think they'll be trying to invade on me right now, because they don't think they saw where my bot lane was, so it would have been risky to try to invade if my bot lane was in a position to collapse. Now, obviously we know they weren't, but the enemy team doesn't know that, and generally they won't take such a risky endeavor trying to collapse in my own jungle when they don't know where my bot lane is. Seems like Galio was able to give really a bit more help up there. Jace only has about 28 CS. Tyrellius 50. All of our lanes are doing fine. Galio has a kill. He's about even in CS. I'm ahead in CS and kill participation over Nidalee.
An ally has been slain.
Aurelia just died. Really don't stand. Aurelia is trying so hard to fight the Jace and constantly trying to lane while super low on health.
Just try to stop.
Try to clear. To help prevent them from taking turret.
Never settle for second.
Already takes. Right.
Wuju style.
But this might still go well for us. Oh yeah, that's gonna go in our favor. Hardcore. Okay. Maybe not hardcore. I thought they'd be able to get the Rise there too, but still went in our favor, I would say. I got the Scuttle Crab, and then we got the Nidalee. So I have my whole topside jungle to go and clear. So I think I'll take that. I mean, obviously it wasn't the best possible outcome, but it wasn't terrible. Yeah, none of the enemies are really in a super gankable position right now, so I think I'm free to just get a little bit of jungle farm going on here. Generally, I would say, as a jungler in League these days, you kind of want to prioritize ganking over farm, but if there's no obvious gank opportunities, I think you can just farm away. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be up here and I'm going to counter gank this Nidalee. Okay, ouch. I underestimated how much damage that Jace would do to me. Oh, thought I might be able to kill Nidalee before Jace even really had a chance to get into the fight. But Aurelia, you know, Nidalee's there. Okay. Rise is ulting up, but Galio's there to interrupt him. Dunk him out. So
My journey's only
I think as long as they just decide to bail on that, I think. I am gonna head top lane to help them out because it looked like the enemy team is intent on pushing that turret.
An ally has been slain.
Oh, are they? In fact, they just tower dove my Aurelia. problem. One of the few things I dislike about playing Wukong is that I'm not essential. I'm not really the biggest kind of damage carry game. I could do a little something here. Okay, that was really good for us. They mispositioned hardcore, and that allowed me to get off my double ultimates. That sets me up. Kettle crab here. Next dragon is a cloud. Oh, that's gonna dragon to get. Well, maybe it might. I think it's a dragon that we want to get, but it's a dragon that if the enemy team gets it, it won't really matter too much. The only really impactful high cooldown ultimate on their team is Ashes, so they don't really benefit from it so much as if they get it, that means we can't. We do benefit from that, as that Cloud Dragon will net us an additional 10% cooldown on all of our ultimate abilities. I can just take the Rift Herald here. That allows me to have a lot of threat. Oh yeah, ooh, top lane.
Every mistake is a lesson.
Yeah, I want to go top lane with this. Dragon be damned, because if we can get a kill on Jace here, and even if we can't, even if we can just get him low, doesn't matter. I need to just drop the Herald here. That gets us first turret.
Been waiting for this.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Yep, the enemy team got Cloud Dragon, but we got first turret gold, and that helps I really get back in the game. That gets me a bit more gold. Honestly, I feel like the first turret gold we got was a lot more important than the dragon that they got.
Who questions my ability?
If only because our team scales very heavily off of the amount of gold we can get, because if I really can get to Blade of the Rune King Triforce, and if I can get to like my Warrior Triforce Death Stance really early,
Killing
then we're gonna become some team fighting monster.
All they've got.
Go ahead and grab my blue buff while I'm here.
killing spree.
My team doesn't seem to need me at all, so I can go ahead and farm up a little bit here. We're definitely doing much better than Nidalee. She's only level 7 to our level 9 though. He's most likely about halfway to level 8 if I had to guess, so we only have about really truly a 1 level lead on her, not necessarily the 2 level lead that it looks like. I guarantee you next time we see her, she'll be level 8 and I'll still. So it's not quite a 2 lead, as nice as that would be. But we are still up in XP over Nidalee, so we've been contributing about the same to our team's kills, and I've been farming much better than she has. I'm up about 30 farm.
I got this. Just try to stop.
And that just completely messed up that blast code. Alright, I'm just gonna report myself after this.
You got it.
Okay. I'm on my second ulti. Don't think it's a very good fight. That's my bad. I'm the one who engaged that there, and that was not very good. Or so I apologize for that one, team. I kind of screwed us over. Oh. Their team composition could definitely hurt a lot. Okay. That probably wasn't the most worth it, but I kind of tunnel visioned on the rise there a bit. I mean, I guess I got him, but I don't really necessarily believe that was worth it. I was considering finishing the Stinger here, because that'll give me a bit more attack speed. I mean, these together giving me 24%. That completed gives me 35%, so that would have been an extra 11% attack speed. However, I feel like getting the Sheen here is more important because they both will give me the cooldown reduction, the 10%. However, the Sheen will also give me 250 mana, and it'll give me bonus damage on auto attacks after casting an ability. So the Sheen will be an overall higher increase in damage than the Stinger would. Rather than getting the Stinger and getting a mana crystal, I feel like it's better off to finish the Sheen and sit on double daggers and for the Stinger later.
Bring me a real challenge.
We're about even with the lead now. We did have a lead before, but a few bad fighting choices kind of gated the lead that I had built on her. But it's fine.
Who questions my ability?
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I probably shouldn't have tried to flash on the Ashe there, where they could follow up on that at all. So I don't think that was a very good play to try to make. For a little bit of poke on Wayne, and then clone out. Just kind of want to be a little bit of play it a little bit loose here. I need to be ready to smite this when it gets down to range. Is he? Not gonna miss any smites here, even though I did actually smite that kind
Never
of.
settle for second.
No, it's too late. It was early enough still that it is unlikely they were going to be able to kill it before I could smite it.
Is that all they've got?
Shut down. Unstoppable.
I'm on my way over. Healthy they are,
To
but
all situations.
I mean, considering they were running away from Irelia in a 2v1 scenario, they likely aren't very healthy. Alright. Go ahead and pick up 2 more. Battle Crab here.
Just
Go ahead and kill a second Rift Herald of the game. That should help us with cracking the base. Do we have time enough to kill Rift Herald? We do not. Baron just...
Has destroyed
yeah.
a turret.
Oh, Baron's about to spawn, so Rift Herald goes away, so we don't have time to kill the Rift Herald, so I'm just gonna take my red buff and then go back to base. Because I should be able to afford at least my Triforce now. Probably, I believe I can afford Triforce, Aegis, and then maybe 1 or 2 long swords, which should be a just fine back.
show me the path.
Triforce, Aegis, longsword. That back is just fine. The Aegis will help out a lot in these fights because it'll make me just a little bit less squishy.
Every mistake.
Okay, that was probably a little bit too aggressive there. Yeah, that's entirely my fault. I thought we could tower dive that, and well, clearly we could not. So that was entirely my fault. I tend to get a little bit too aggressive sometimes when playing this game. I don't know. It's really fun to go really aggressive game. That's my biggest problem, is they made it too fun to get aggressive, you know? Like when you get those like double kills or triple kills, or you're going in, I live with a sliver of health, you know? Those moments are just a little bit too dopamine inducing, so I tend to chase them harder than I should. I'll say that much. Alright, let's go here. We can maybe have farmage going. Not bad.
Dominating.
Okay. Then I just sniped their Jays. Not bad at all. And another nice thing is that because it's Mountain Drake Soul, that means that we had the possibility, and because they took one of the dragons, it means we had the possibility of getting 3 Mountain Dragons, and each one increases armor and magic resist by 6%, which means that I can get a lot of bonus armor and magic resist
Never settle for second.
out of our dragons, which would be helpful because essentially the more of those stats that I get, the more effective the death stance that I plan on buying will become, because the more damage of the blade will get reduced. We don't really know what their whole entire team is, so it's best to just play it by ear. Play a bit too safe for now. They're gonna kind of poke us down. That's just the nature of their team comp, but we can burst down Rise before he ults out of there. That's just fine. We still have our ultimate up, so if a fight does break out, we can use our ultimate. Okay. Yep. Need to pull the dragon out of the pit. That's a call by Senna. Okay, I smited way too early there. That was a bit fake, but thankfully it didn't actually cost us. I think I can chase down the Nidalee here. Place for a time. Okay. I kind of want to back out and play a little bit safe now. Thankfully, we almost have Mountain Soul, and once we get Mountain Soul, they will no longer have the ability to get any dragons. Thrash was kind of out of position, but we couldn't capitalize on it fast enough before they could collapse and help her out. So we only end up trading 1-for-1 in the end, but that is their 80 carry down, which is a large amount of their actual team fight damage. Most of what they're left with now is just some poke damage. Isn't inherently the most useful. Yeah, we're kind of on the back foot now because they have just so much poke damage. They can just lob out as they please. Oh, actually, okay. That was unfortunate. I went a little bit too ham again. Just going too far forward and getting punished for it. It's definitely something I need to work on. I think I would rather have the CDR right now than I would the lifesteal immediately.
An enemy has been slain.
So I'm going to opt for the Caulfield's Warhammer and Perceptor right now. Generally, I feel like the reason Death Stance is good right now isn't necessarily because of the healing. I feel like it would probably be good and still be bought with didn't heal at all, because there are other sources of healing you can get. The bleed, that's really good. I don't necessarily think I need to rush the healing at the moment. Let's take a bit of a breather here.
Just try to stop.
Just more of our jungle. Probably the next red buff that spawns, I'll be giving over to Twitch if you want it, or Senna. Either one of them would probably be better with it than me. But for now, I'm trying to rush into game my death stand
Every mistake is
to get most of my jungle health at the moment. It's a little bit greedy. Generally at this point, you probably want to be giving buffs over to your carries that will be doing much more with them than you are if you're not fed. Like, I'm not doing terrible at the moment, but I'm not necessarily the sole carry of our team. So it probably would be better to give, say, red buff over to Twitch and then blue buff over to Galio or Irelia, who might make better use out of it than me. But I think I can afford to be a little bit here because I want that stance. I'm gonna put that I only like 5 gold away from it. It's gonna be a big team fighting item for us because it'll mean that I don't die nearly as easily. Alright, now that I have my death stance, start looking for a big team fight, I think. This item right here allows me to essentially always get my double ult off because I'll be able to survive along through their burst or to get off a secondary ult
Bring me a
between my ultimate healing me and... Oh, that was a really good spear by Nidalee. Tried to use my clone as a shield to block the spear, but it speared a little bit higher than I thought. So, spear still hit me anyways. Still around here. I definitely want to threaten a flank. Because as long as I'm threatening a flank, they can't actually walk too far forward. Forces them to back up and puts them into a better position for Irelia. I don't necessarily agree with what my team is doing here. They're kind of kiting downwards. Okay. I wasn't able to get off my secondary ult there, but by CCing the Nidalee and the Jace, I set my team up because that meant that they could no longer sit there and poke. They had to engage, they had to commit to a fight because their poke champions were just engaged on, so forces them to commit to trying to counter our engage, and we end up killing 4 of them because, well, while their team composition has a significant amount of poke between the Ashe Volley, the Swain Q, the Nidalee Spears, the Jace Qs, and then Ryzers lobbing a Q every so often, they can poke us down a lot if we're just kind of standing on neutral ground. But by jumping on the Jace and the Nidalee there, I essentially broke the neutral ground that they were relying on for their poke, and by forcing that engage, I forced them to try to respond to the engage with a team fight rather than just poking us down constantly. And in a team fight, our team has a huge advantage, so I feel like that's definitely the way forward, is by trying to just force fights anytime they want to try to poke us down. I think I'm just gonna jump in and try to ult, because even if I die, I force them to commit to trying to prevent our engage. And by forcing them to commit to a team fight, I essentially take away their ability to poke and weaken the usefulness of their entire team comp. Melee spears still hurt. Really news. Find around here.
Bring me a real challenge.
Again, I'm just going to commit. And once again, by committing, I force them to respond to our committal, and I can force a team fight. In that case, I even force Nidalee and Jace to retreat and leave their team for dead. which means that we get a big team fight win there. Alright, we get their inhibitor for free. Yep, we can definitely go bot lane and take another turret. I think that's the correct call here. Baron is open and now they're missing an inhibitor. But we don't necessarily have to go for Baron right away. I'll let Aurelia go ahead and catch this wave so that way she can lifesteal back up. That's fine. Okay, she's pretty much lifesteal back to full. So now we can hard push the wave. Take this turret. My ultimate is almost back off cooldown. Okay. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, that would be a bit too aggressive for me to try to go in there because I am just about completely out of mana now. This might be us overstaying our welcome here by quite a bit. Maybe not. Maybe we can end the game here. Oh my god, I am... Okay, maybe I'm not dead here. Okay, nice. Yeah, we can just end the game. No problems whatsoever. Alright, and we win. Oh, that was a rather nice game. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one.